Yeah, just doing this recording real quick. Still can't go live yet, but maybe in a few hours I can. Currently short Bitcoin, but not talking about Bitcoin right now. I'm talking about telos. Telos looks extremely, well, not extremely, but it looks similar to BTC as far as like the long-term setup right now. I've been looking at Telos for a minute. I bought around 4 cents and then more at like 12 cents. I'll show you what I'm seeing. Okay, this is a weekly time scale. You had your consolidation, your impulse. I was way more bullish when you had this consolidation. When I was expecting like $4, but didn't play it that way, and I got out at around like 105 back in like October. And then we sold off, had another run. But right now, what I'm seeing on the weekly time scale, and I gotta change this color, change it to yellow. And then you had your wave up, your impulse, your high, and then you sold off, and then you had your next high. And with that, you had weekly bearish divergence on your MACD, and it's not so much prevalent on your RSI, but just the fact that you are making higher prices and like your highest peaks still, not as high as those peaks, shows weakness. So you definitely have MACD bearish divergence on your weekly time scale. And I mean, this right here looks similar to BTC. And what I'm expecting is if you break this support around like 50 cents, and that would be a double top. It's like a 65% move to the downside, and I can't. This is not trading view. Keep forgetting that because you don't have all this data on trading views chart. 65% move, just to round it up. That's a little off, whatever, but 65% move is seeing telos around 16, 17 cents. And why that's actually significant, when you turn on your Fibonacci retracement, that is the 886. And so I was looking at the KuCoin chart, and it doesn't have all this data. And so you can't plot this low. If you could, then you get, a more accurate, your more accurate fibs. But unfortunately, you don't have that data on KuCoin. I think it starts at around like 10 cents or something like that. I don't know, I gotta look at it, but this gives you, a complete picture of the price action of Telos. I think since its inception, or at least most of its creation. Um, there's just, you have weekly bearish divergence, and you're forming like a double top pattern, and it looks similar to BTC right now. You were in this consolidation for like 3 years, 2 years, broke out of it. You actually hit the measure move of this symmetric triangle. It's going to be a little bit off because I'm not doing it like accurately, but pretty much hit it like perfectly, kind of. Yeah. And now you're consolidating again. You're consolidating for over, well, almost a year. Yeah, almost a year to the day, honestly. And this is what people are not seeing that are bullish. They're just like, oh, well, we're just gonna keep mooning. I mean, it's possible, but what's more probable right now is the fact that when you look at the weekly as well, you had that bearish divergence on your MACD, and similar like telos is like it's not necessarily like this was your high and was your higher high. So technically it's just mostly MACD bearish divergence, but I'm just looking at it like it's weakness. You couldn't even get it back to overbought territory, and even at lower, prices, your RSI was still highly elevated. I mean, that bearish divergence played out, but I'm still, just me personally, not, you shouldn't technically, but me personally, it just seems not as strong. So again, you just do a trend line. Well, you have these lows. You don't want to be testing these areas, and you definitely don't want to break this area, because if you do, and you have a 55% move to the downside, and you're talking about, like 13, I'm saying anywhere from like 12 to 14K area, you could see those areas really test it. And then just taking from your COVID low, not even your low. If you're in COVID low, your 86 is at like 11 250, but maybe you just get to the 786. But really, your low, like in December 2018, yeah, it's around the same area. So I'm hoping for, if we do break down, maybe just 17, because you don't want to get to the 886. I mean, that's really, it's really low. I mean, but that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm looking at, this telos chart, and I'm just like, it just doesn't look favorable for more upside at the moment. Um, there's nothing, even on a daily right now, that has me willing to risk my capital to long this asset. I mean, it's really hard to chart on this platform, but like I said, this gives you a little bit more data. It's not much. You're not making a low yet. You don't have any type of hidden bullish divergence or anything like that. There's not much here. I mean, you're bouncing off the support here around like 70 cents, 72 cents, in this area. And if you break it, you're probably going to be testing, this trend line. And if you break that, then it's going to get even, probably going to get even worse. That's what I'm seeing. So I'm like, it's not bullish right now. There's just no argument right now for more upside. Maybe that changes. Maybe anything's possible, but just what's more probable right now is more downside.